الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أما بعد. My dear viewers, I greet you with the greetings of fraternity. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to this edition of our talk on voluntary Hajj and charitable deeds. In the previous episode, we promised to bring to you a story of Abdullah bin Mubarak and what happened to him on his way to Hajj. This story was actually reported by Imam Ibn Kathir in his Al-Bidayatu wa Nihaya, the renowned Islamic history book. He narrated that Abdullah bin Mubarak, who was one of the noble predecessors and who also used to embark on frequent Hajj, on one of his trips to Hajj, they got to a point with his entourage that they needed to have a rest. They stopped to have a rest, and while taking the rest, one of their animals got dead, and he commanded that the animal be thrown away, and the command was executed. Later, they decided to continue with their journey. He remained behind with one of the boys, and later they also decided to go and join the entourage. On their way, they came across something very amazing. A woman had come and taken that dead animal that was thrown few hours ago. He called the woman and asked her what her story was. The woman narrated to him how their father was wrongly killed by armed robbers who took away all his properties and belongings, leaving them with nothing to depend on except the mercy of Allah. Abdullah bin Mubarak, who was touched by the story of the woman, did not leave her to go for the Hajj when he had found a needy Muslim woman who is heavily in need of his assistance. He could not have left her in that situation when he knew what that means. What answer will he give to Almighty Allah if he should ask him on the day of judgment, what did you do to help that woman whom you came and met on your way to Hajj? Taking a dead animal to go and live on. What did you do to help her? So take this into consideration. What did you do to help a fellow Muslim who came to you once seeking for a help, either to pay a debt or to pay a school fees or to pay a medical bill or to feed his family? Ask yourself this question: if you had ever helped a fellow Muslim or even human being and they removed any pressure, removed any pain from him when he came to you asking for help, because this will surely happen on the day of Qiyamah, meaning Allah will surely ask you about those poor and needy orphans, fellow Muslims, relatives who are coming to you day in, day out, seeking for help, whether you have helped or not. Abdullah bin Mubarak asked the boy, how much is left with you? In our provision. He said, we have 1,000 dinar, 1,000 dinar. Abdullah said to him, take 20 dinar out of it. This 20 is enough to send us back home. and then give the rest to her. Thereupon he made this wonderful and then famous statement, which the history has captured. It is read and will continue to be read till the kingdom come. What did he say? هذا خير من حجنا في هذا العام. This is better than our Hajj this year. Spending in the course of this needy woman, poor woman, is better than bypassing her to go to Hajj this year. This year, there is no any Hajj on us. Let's go back home. And then he gave the money to the woman. This is Abdullah bin Mubarak. This story will never be forgotten because history will continue to repeat it. Fellow brothers and sisters in Islam, having done the first Hajj, which is obligatory, turn around and look at some other people and their needs. Help them, support them, as that in the sight of Allah is much more important than spending over and over in the course of voluntary Hajj. Sponsor your mother to embark on the Hajj, having performed it yourself. Sponsor your father, sponsor your wife, in this hierarchy, of course. In this hierarchy, your mother, your father, and then your wife. Sponsor your siblings, brothers and sisters. Sponsor your relatives, your neighbors, and any Muslim that you deem fit to be sponsored. Sponsor him for the Hajj, for the sake of Allah. Again, some of these people, Hajj may not be a topmost priority to them. Before sponsoring them to embark on the Hajj, I urge you to make inquiry into their situation to know what is the most important thing on top of their scale of preference. It may be providing education for their children. It may be getting a job for them. It may be paying a debt which has overburdened them. It may be so many things. Sponsor and then spend your money in this course, as that will gain you more reward from Almighty Allah than spending in the course of voluntary Hajj. Don't forget, please don't misunderstand me. What I want to put across is that Hajj is a pillar of Islam. Okay? Hajj is a pillar of Islam and must be seen as a priority, but only the obligatory Hajj. Only the obligatory Hajj, as said by the Prophet, who did not just say it for nothing. He rather said it for a purpose, and there are a lot of lessons that may be learned from this saying, that Al-Hajju Marra faman zada fahuwa tatawwu. Thank you once again for watching this video. You may share it with fellow Muslims and Allah will give you the reward of it. Until we meet in another episode, Jazakumullahu khairan wa barakallahu fikum. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.